how would a strong US dollar impact the trade of grain produced in the United States? Just to kind of talk about the exchange rate and also the impact of the exchange rate on exports. So the first question is, what does a strong US dollar really refer to? And it basically means that the dollar is going to be, a strong US dollar means that it is more quote unquote expensive in terms of foreign currency, and that other currencies, other countries have to pay more in order to buy a good given in US dollars. And so you might think of a country that used to have a 1-to-1 exchange rate with the United States dollar. Now, with a strong US dollar, might have a 2-to-1 exchange rate with the US dollar, where it costs 2 of the other country's currency to exchange for $1, and that makes the US dollar more strong because it buys more other currency. And so, how does that affect trade of grain produced in the United States? And so, what that's going to mean is that that's going to affect exports. And exports, again, refers to when domestic sellers are selling goods on the international market to other countries. And so, because we're exporting, those prices are given in US dollars. And a strong US dollar essentially makes all these goods, even though the price tag might not have changed, in effect, a strong US dollar makes all these goods more expensive because other countries' currencies, other buyers need to pay more in their own country's currencies in order to buy the same amount and same priced US grain. And so to increase effectively the price of grain is going to It's going to decrease the quantity demanded for that grain, and that's going to cause US grain exports to decrease. And that's going to be the main effect of a US of increasing the US dollar strength. And on the other hand, you'd also see imports increasing because US dollars buy more of other countries' goods. They're worth more in other countries' currencies, and so we also might see an answer choice that says U.S. grain imports increase, although hopefully we wouldn't see both. And so here we only see that U.S. grain exports decrease. And that's going to be the right answer. We know it's not going to increase, and we know that imports are going to increase, not decrease or stagnate. So let's take a look at the rationale given by the previous tutor. So the previous tutor says if the U.S. grain exports decrease, if the value of the U.S. dollar appreciates, making the domestic currency relatively stronger than foreign currency, domestic buyers will find themselves at a position of advantage, for they will have to pay less for the imports they receive. The imports will become cheaper due to a strong dollar. At the same time, foreign buyers will have to pay a greater than before amount for the same amount of grain that is being exported. An increase in the price of exports of grain will lead to a decrease in its quantity demanded. Hence, U.S. grain exports will decrease. Eventually, the gap between imports and exports will shrink as imports increase and exports decrease, and net exports will decrease. Yeah, that's true. So I think that covers the gist of it. It covers more than we had to know because it also covers the import side of things. So I think this is a great solution. I want to say very thorough solution.